Hi there. So today I'm doing a video on some eco dyeing that I have tried on some paper. This is the second time I've given this a go and today's results are far better. I'll show you what I did before. It looks bad. So this is my first attempt and potentially it could have been really good. Let me just put my light on, if that'll make any difference. So potentially it had some really nice patterns in it. However, I used copy paper and the copy paper that I used was a really cheap one. I picked it up by mistake when I bought some copy paper last, and as you can see it totally disintegrated. I will use this. It can be, I've kept all the little bits, it can be used. I mean, some of the prints came out really well, but the state of the paper is just not at all great. So this time I thought I'd give it another go, and I used two different pieces, two different sorts of paper. I used watercolour paper, which is what this one is, and I'm not sure what the GSM is on it. Let's see if I can find it. It is let's have a look. I should have the pad somewhere. Let's see if I can find what it was. It's not an overly thick one. It was this 160, and I think it was probably from, where would I have got that from? Probably from B&M's. So that's what I used for that, and then I just used some ordinary cardstock again, which was a cheapie there, and that one is 210 GSM, and it just gives slightly different results. I really like it on the watercolour. It's I just think it's really pretty. So I'll just give you a quick flip through of some of the results I got. I used, I sprayed my paper with alum before I started, and I folded mine, and it's literally just what was in my garden today. That's a fern. I'm really pleased with the results this time. I just think they are so pretty. So I sprayed it with alum and I sandwiched them together. I had a really small old baking tray which is going rusty, so that was my rust. Oh, those little leaves are so sweet there. I don't know what half of the plants are. I just picked anything that had leaves on it that was in the garden. So I sandwiched my papers together. Once I put my leaves in, tied it all up, popped it in the water with 4 tablespoons of white vinegar, and I just put a few onion skins in, and I think this is why some of the edging is brown, but I quite like that. This one here, it's got the veins of a leaf in it, which I just love. I got some really great results. I got some blues in this one as well. I'm not sure if the camera's picking that up too well. This was from the Christmas tree. I think that's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I'm really pleased with that. I've got a lot of orchids in my house. I collect orchids, and I used some of the flowers from there, but they gave off some, that's really pretty. These are again evergreens. Yellows that have come off them are super. Yeah, the orchids gave off where there's pink hues on some of the paper. That was from my orchid. Oh, that's lovely. They're just so pretty. And it is, I find it's the excitement of when you're opening it up and you just don't know what you're going to get. It's brilliant. I love it. And now this is the cardstock. That was all the watercolour, and it's much brighter. You definitely get a more watery colour on the watercolour paper. But these, again, they're just, that detail that you get is just cracking. I love it. Let's just see the little heads on that one. That might have been from one of the orchids, actually. It is. That's from one of the orchids in that corner. Now I used a patty tin, a 6-ring one, to sandwich it down because I hadn't got anything else the same size. So the top piece of paper has that, but it's nice on the other side, so that can be used. That's not so good on that side. Again, that's another one with some nice little leaf prints on it. That was a branch of something out the garden, no idea what. And that's come out absolutely beautifully. That was a wee, I think it's a buttercup leaves. We've got so many buttercups because it used to be a field where our house is built, and the buttercups come through, and that's the leaves from them. I also used some thyme, and a lot of the really yellowy small pieces are from the thyme. That really releases a lot of colour. Again, this on there is really, really strong. That was the bottom piece. So again, it's grungy. I like it. It's good. It's got leaves on the other side. And I think that was from my red robin bush. It was a really dark leaf when I picked it up. It's gone really dark red, but it's left a beautiful colour. So I will definitely be using these in my journal that I'm making. I also did a couple of bundles because I've never done these before either. And it's just with some natural linen strips I've got on a roll, and I just again pop some in this one. I have some dried flowers, so I've got some buttercups, daisies. What else did I put in it? There was a foxglove. I think that's where the pinks have come from, that I pressed and dried last year from last summer. So I tried it with some of those in there, and these, I love them. And it had some leaves in as well. There's a leaf shape on that one. These are really pretty. Not sure what I'll use them for yet. This was from, it was a, I don't know what the plant's called, but it's a shrub that I've got in the garden. It's got little tiny blue flowers on it, and I put that in there, and that's what gave that really nice purpley blue colour on there. And this one again just had some leaves from the garden, and they've come out really nicely too. That was a foxglove flower head that I'd dried. On the other side you can see the veins of the leaf on that one. This one I just I sprayed the fabric with my alum spray, and then put the leaves on, rolled them up, tied them really tight, and just popped them in a pan of water. But I soaked my leaves in some iron solution. So I've got out in the garden, there's a tub that's full of rusty old pieces. So I just scooped some of the water out of there, soaked the leaves in them for about 15 minutes, and then rolled them up. And I tipped half of that water then into the pan when I was boiling it. I left this one for about an hour and a half, but if I did it again, I'd probably leave it for longer, just to get and I think come the summer when there's more leaves around and more choice, I'll pick something that's perhaps got some more tannin in it than these have. I mean, these are just the evergreens that we've got in the garden that I used today. I just wanted to give it another go after my disastrous attempt the first time. So it's really good fun though, and it's going to be brilliant to use some of these in my nature journal. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.